Tom, 18 years, is in a conference championship game. They're at Lambeau Field on Fox to kick off Championship Sunday a week from today. The nightcap, it's the top two seeds, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in Arrowhead to take on the champs. But will Patrick Mahomes or Chad Henne be under center for the Kansas City Chiefs? We'll break it all down over the next 60 minutes of Game Day Final, presented by Mercedes-Benz. That is my good friend, the five-time Pro Bowler, Steve Smith Sr. And let's start with what we saw down in New Orleans. Everybody pegged it as a pair of future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, TB12 against Drew Brees. But really, the main storyline was that young, fast Tampa Bay defense, Steve.
Yeah, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, we've known and seen the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense get run through and at times not show up. However, this Sunday, they showed up big time. They were all over the field, batting down balls. To sweep a team or beat a team 3 times in a row in the same year, 64% of the time, well, you can't believe numbers because they played an outstanding football game, and that is not the first 2 times that you've seen this defense step up like that. The defense stepped up. They played lights out, just to be honest. They played lights out.
All right, well, so here's some numbers for you. They forced Drew Brees into 3 picks. They forced a fumble as well. They were running all over the field. Now, obviously, I'm going to give Tampa Bay a ton of credit here. No Taysom Hill, though. No Latavius Murray. How much did that hamstring Sean Payton and his play-calling ability?
I don't think it hamstringed them. I think it was really more of something that was extremely evident that Drew Brees was not able and did not really attempt to throw the ball over 20 yards. And I'm not sure why. You know, I'm not going to sit here and speculate, but it just was not the Drew Brees we have seen since his injury. Since his injury, and we call it injury. You know, punctured lung, 11 cracked ribs. That's not an injury. That's a car accident, multiple car accidents. And for him to be able to be out there, you give him all the credit, right? You give him the Boy Scout badge. But at the end of the day, this possibly was his last game, and he didn't play in the way that we have been used to seeing Drew Brees play.
That first time in more than 4 years that he was picked off 3 times in a game. And by the way, in that 2016 year, that was also by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you told me that the Bucs were going to put up 30 on this Saints defense, which has been playing lights out all season long, I would have thought Tom Brady had a great game. He did not. In fact, Gronk had 1 catch. Mike Evans had 1 catch. Antonio Brown had 1 catch. Their leading receiver was Leonard Fournette. He had 5 snags. Were you surprised that Brady couldn't get things going?
I don't necessarily look at it as Brady wasn't able to get things going. The Saints defense, the defense to dictate what options he went to. He didn't try to force the ball in places. Yeah, some of the wide receivers, like Gronk on his pass, you see that he dropped it. However, Tom was still taking his shots. You know, you saw the play earlier to Chris Godwin. It would have been a fantastic catch. Scotty Miller, he was distributing the ball all over the field, throwing the check down, but it was almost like playing hot potato. He never got settled in. You never saw Tom sitting there waiting or cover sack. He just delivered the ball wherever the defense allowed him to deliver the ball, and just kept moving the ball over and over again. Yes, it didn't go as planned, but it was never. You never really saw Tom get rattled. Now you saw him say a few cuss words, but he never got rattled.
Well done, my friend. So this is, I know that you're not huge about stats, but I want you to listen to this one. Tom Brady is off to his 14th conference championship round. 13 of those, of course, with the Patriots.
That's
Put
crazy.
that in some perspective. Only the Steelers, 49ers, and Patriots have more as a team than Tom Brady has individually. For a guy who's been to a conference title game, and I do want to get to whether or not he has to play better against Green Bay, isn't that kind of warp your brain a little bit that this guy is in his 14th conference championship?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, right?
Well, we've had this conversation, this debate. We always say, is it Tom Brady or is it Bill Belichick?
Ah.
Well, we have always put them together and said, as I've said, they're the root beer float. You got to have the vanilla and the root beer for it to flow and float the way it does. However, Tom Brady has taken his talents to Florida, and guess what? Tom is still going. Now, those guys over there in Boston are not. But that's just kind of how it goes.
Okay,
Tom
hold on. So wait a second.
Talented,
what are you saying then? You are saying
yes.
You are saying that it was more Brady than Belichick. It's fine. We can say that.
Who said that?
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
No, I heard it. I heard a bunch of those words put together, and that's what I heard.
I'm just saying the argument. I'm just saying the argument has been which guy. So I'm just saying they're both very successful.
Okay.
However, this year in 2020/2021, Tom Brady is going into a potential Super Bowl, into a NFC Championship game, and the AFC team he's left is not.
Okay.
You're
just saying.
Just telling you what I'm just giving you the news.
Right. Thank you.
Telling you the weather. I can't predict it, even though I attempt it at times. I can't.
Steve Smith with the weather and traffic on the 9s.
And there's Tom Brady's 7th rush TD in the playoffs in his long and storied career. The first one since 2015, as it is all but official. 3 knees. Victory formation. A little bit of fun there for Tom Brady with the officials between the Bucs and a trip to the NFC Championship game, 30-20, but they just picked up a first down. No timeouts left for the Saints. So as a wild card team that had to play 3 road games, or will have to play 3 road games to get to the Super Bowl, 2 of those road games, TD, are now out of the way. And boy, what an NFC Championship contest we're going to have at Lambeau Field between Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one go down. You talk about, a guy who has a big chip on his shoulder, and Aaron Rodgers, because obviously they drafted a quarterback in Love, and he's been playing like the MVP this season. And of course, Tom Brady, the greatest of all time, going back to another conference championship, this time in the NFC. It's going to be a great game. I think Tampa Bay's defense stepped up today. They had 4 turnovers. They
Downs rushing for a third, and what we saw was in the final quarter of the season, the Bucs pick it up. They looked to be one of the best teams, even though they were a wild card team, didn't win the division. That momentum was taken, that they were taking into the playoffs, had a lot of people excited about them maybe making it all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and check this out. They did this, a lot without Mike Evans. Mike Evans didn't have a big day. Last time I checked, I think he only had 1 reception. They did it without their top 8. Antonio Brown didn't have a huge day. So it was really about Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Tom Brady finding just finding successful plays. And that means just, 5-yard plays, 7-yard plays, 10-yard plays, kind of nickel and diamond his way down the field. And hitting Gronk for a big play down at late in the game. They just found a way to win. And what they didn't do was hurt themselves. They didn't commit the turnovers, and that's big for a team. And you leave it in Tom Brady's hands. He was able to lead this team to a victory. And listen, it is going to be fun to watch this next game they play. I tell you.
Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, but don't sleep on the AFC Championship. We have your likely 2nd and 3rd place finishers in MVP voting, and Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen going at it head-to-head when Buffalo and Kansas City do battle. That's going to do it for us. TD enjoyed it. Thanks to all of you for watching. Let's get you over to Game Day Final now, as it's going to be the Bucs and the Packers in the NFC Championship.